So in this homework question, it's asking us to create an Ogive plot, and it does recommend using technology, so let's see how to do that in StatCrunch. So first I'm going to open up the data in StatCrunch by clicking on these rectangles and clicking on Open in StatCrunch. Alright, next, I'm going, so this next step is optional, but if you wanted to, you could sort the data. So to sort it from lowest to highest, you just hover over the variable, so the new menu pops up, and then click on Sort Ascending. Again, that's optional, but it will give you the option in the end to connect the data points with lines, and it wouldn't work if you don't do this first. All right, next, we're going to create a new column that just shows the percentiles. So to do that, click on Data and click Percentile Rank. Click on Variable 1 and click on Compute. I should note here that these percentile ranks are different than what the homework expects them to be. There's a few different methods for computing percentiles. One of them is to calculate the percent of the data that's below that value. So if we look at the lowest value in the data set, which is 1, there's 0% of the data that's below 1, so the homework would expect these percentiles to be 0. However, StatCrunch is actually calculating the percent of the data that's at or below that number. So since 6% of the data it has a value of 1 or lower, it thinks this percentile is 6. It's not a big deal, it's just going to cause the graph to be shifted up slightly. So it's going to be the exact same shape in the graph, just shifted up. So just keep that in mind when you're looking at the graphs for the homework. All right, next, click on Graph, and we're going to create a scatter plot. So let's find the scatter plot option. And this is essentially going to be the Ogive plot. It's an Ogive plot is a scatter plot where on the x-axis is your variable and on the y-axis are the percentile ranks, the percentages. You have a choice with either doing points or lines. If your data set is sorted, like I sorted mine, lines will work, but it'll be, let me show you what that looks like, but it will be a little bit hard to see where the points actually are. So even though this will give you the lines that you expect, I'd recommend just leaving the default of the points option. So let me do this again. Okay, you can see the points. Now going back to the homework, we need to find the graph that looks like this, where it has like a few dots down here and then kind of jumps up, kind of flattens out, does a little jump here, and then flattens out over here. So let's look for the one that looks like that. That kind of looks like the first option. To get a better picture, we can pop it out. And let's compare them side by side. And you can see that, yeah, this is the same shape. Again, keeping in mind that the first few points are going to be a little bit off. It's going to be shifted. But other than that, it's going to look the same, right? We have this flattening out here, flattening it out here. We kind of have this jump around here, jump around here. It's the same graph. So it looks like our best option here is option A. And just click check answer, and that's it. All right, let me know if you have any additional questions.